Yeah. We are back once again. It's the Wash Gods. We
Wash
are
never washed up.
Yeah, we're Wash never washed up, man. I am Draft.
I'm Sean-Luc Picard.
We got Taji in the house tonight, as usual, but this time he has a microphone.
Yep.
Say hi to the people.
What up, though?
All right, good. All right, yes, like I said, we are back once again. It's the Wash Gods, man. Like we do around this time, let's do the countries, man.
Let's do these countries, man.
Shout
out Warren.
Warren's in the house, man.
In the building. Round of applause and shit.
We'll add that in post. Shout out 404 creators and all that. Let's get into the epipods. The fucking statisticians.
Epipods, bro. That's what you take when you have an allergic reaction to certain podcasts.
Yeah. Give me the epipod.
Pull your epipods out, man. Make sure you got your shit together.
Yeah, all right. So these United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Iceland, Germany, Ireland, Russia, Mother Russia, India, France, Brazil, Norway, Finland, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Romania, Spain, Ecuador, New Zealand, Denmark, the Netherlands, Sweden, Singapore, Slovakia, Belgium, Italy, Qatar, Turkey, Hong Kong.
Shout out Sand.
Japan. Oh, we got somebody new.
Asian countries.
Welcome.
Stop Asian hate. What's a new country? It better be African.
I'm sorry to say, but
Fuck! What's up, Africa?
welcome to the podcast, Mexico.
Oh! Viva la Mexico!
Yeah, right in time for. Yeah, he's doing.
Hey, bro, we right on the heels of Cinco de Mayo, bro. If y'all gonna crucify me, you gotta crucify the rest of these niggas that go out there and buy Corona and shit, bro.
I'll drink that shit.
Keep that shit to yourself.
But I'm about to say, right in time for Cinco de Mayo. Look at that, man. Welcome to Mexico, man. Welcome Mexico to the podcast. Shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
One of my hoes probably in Tulum listening to this shit right now. That's the only stat. Nah. It's probably one of the draft hosts.
I don't have hoes. I ain't got no bitches. Just to be clear. But yeah.
Apparently I got bitches, bro. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I don't. Ladies.
Hey, ladies.
But we are back once again. How was your week?
It was a fucking week. I don't even know where to start for real. Because another Vivian Green type energy.
I still don't know her song. What's it?
Emotional roller coaster. That's Jill Scott, bro.
Same.
Come on, man. The early 2000s R&B, man. That's the only time I tried to dabble. I guess that was around the time I was fucking with hoes and shit. So I remember all of these songs like that were benchmarks for relationships that either never happened or almost did. But that being said, give you an idea how shitty my week was. This morning I got off somewhat early. Started my day off in the basement of the market where I work because there was a tornado warning. Just to come back upstairs and prep everything for the day's, you know what I'm saying, the opening of the day, and for us to close because of the tornado and shit.
Oh, because y'all right down in the city.
Right down in the city. Yeah. And there was nobody really coming out. Rainy days are usually bad times. They expect people to come over on foot expect foot traffic for people to come eat. And because there isn't a whole lot of parking and we're so centralized in the city, that's the majority of our business. Like, you know what I mean? The majority of our business is foot traffic. So it was cool, man. On the way home, I lost my bumper in the torrential rain that we had in the city. Apparently it's flooding everywhere. Before the podcast, we just saw a picture of a nigga in a canoe rowing down Clark Street Tunnel.
Atlanta, bro. You did it again.
Yeah, man. We can't handle snow, rain, sleet. Hey, we can't handle none of the shit.
We're not a weather city.
Yeah, we can't handle none of the shit the Planeteers come with, bro. Y'all gotta stop pissing this nigga Captain Planet the fuck off, bro. Because he is not playing with winter. We ain't
wind, water,
earth, nigga. All that shit was outside. And it took my bumper. It took my front bumper as I went through this puddle.
Yeah.
And it happened like, really, it happened like so close to the house. Like if it happened anywhere else, I would have felt bad about just like, fuck, bruh. lost my bumper. It's over on 20 somewhere.
Yeah.
It's literally like I can look out my bedroom window and kind of see it. So it's just really a pain in my ass now.
There you go.
It's just like,
Yeah.
it's just like, what the fuck, bro? It was beyond repair because part of this week's events, the reason it got into that state was, I mean, I talked about it on a previous pod. Initially, I got into an accident fucking with some bum in the street outside of Philly.
Oh, yeah.
And
I forgot
I
about
didn't
that.
fix it from then because it was like, I just got to put a screw or two in there. It'll be all right. And I'm coming home from the podcast. I think it was either the last podcast we did, or we were just coming over. I was leaving a studio session or some shit. I'm headed home late, and as I'm heading down the second to last turn from my house, I see a car coming on this 2-lane road, and it's slowing down, and I don't know why, but it's slowing down in front of me, and eventually I realize it's a fucking dog in the street. Dog running directly at me. Couldn't even stop. Boom! Hit this nigga head on. I stopped the car. I don't hear any noise. He didn't yelp or scream or anything. I look around. There's no dog debris. Like, it's nothing that would give me the idea that there's a body somewhere.
Shout out to Michael Vick.
I get Legends of the Fall, baby. Yeah, we live what we rap about, nigga. You sweet, you a lick, dog. You should have bought my album, bitch. He might still be here. I think he's still here, though. I don't know what the fuck happened, but he definitely took my bumper out.
All dogs go to heaven, man.
Hey, man, R.I.P. DMX.
Yeah.
It's been a rough ride for a lot of us.
Shout out Herb Gotti, man.
Yeah,
We'll get into that later.
We'll get to you next, Herb. You fucking up.
Yeah.
Not that you was doing... Anyway. Yeah. But, yeah, hit the dog. I get home. I'm checking under my car because I just know he's stuck under there. Because I know I killed him, bro. In my mind, I'm thinking, this motherfucker got to be dead. It took so long. Another instance where I probably should have went back initially because I did try to stop and look around, but I ain't hop out the car long. Nigga, it's 11:30 on a 2-way road, like in Stone Mountain, nigga. Fuck
I would have
that.
drove that nigga body back to the east side.
We was already there. He died on the east side, buried on the east side, nigga. Somebody probably found him, threw him in a trash bag on the east side.
Whatever's linked to my car, just gotta live where it lives.
I'm looking under my car and shit, bro. I see the damage he did to my bumper, and I'm like, man, fuck, I'll fix it eventually. And then, of course, today, you know what I'm saying? Atlanta weather did the rest of the job.
Boom, bow, surprise.
Yeah. And it's just been one of those. It's been one of those types of weeks in general, man. Like I've realized, like it's all about me restructuring the way I think of things. Like I really got to stop being so wrapped up in the immediate gratification of like
going home,
shit going my way. Like
yeah.
I have to be looking at the long haul. Cause I mean, even with people, like I've recently sort of scaled down the interactions I have with people who are new to me, so to speak, just because it's taking longer to get to a place where I feel like these relationships are productive, and it's I can't even front. It's been refreshing because I've been able to double down on work like music or podcast shit, like things that actually tend to be more fulfilling. And shout out Amber. Amber recently had been, and I had recently talked, and she told me about a lot of the transitions she had been going through, and I'm telling her like, yo, this shit is rare. Like to be able to have any sort of platform that people pay attention to outside of your 9-to-5 or recognize you for outside of what you do in order to make money, what people consider you valuable for, is a blessing. And it's only but so long, especially as we start to age, like it's only but so long you could ignore that aspect of your life and not feel either like remorseful or have regret with it or be motivated to put more into it. So like I don't know, man. There's been a lot of shades to this week, but that's probably the most like straightforward and direct take that I have. Like it's been a fucking week, but a lot of this shit has just been me taking in things and trying to realize like, yo, it's about how I view it and not how things are going.
Well, all right. That was proficient. My week was really, it was pretty cool, man. All in all, I guess I'm gonna get into the inevitable, man. I don't have a job anymore. I don't want to get into the details, but
Fire.
I'm not really mad at it. This is like the first time I lost a job, and I was like, huh. Yeah, like, I think you hit on a good point. Like, you get to a certain point in life, it's like, man, what the fuck am I doing?
I'm jealous, bro. I'm jealous.
It's like, what the fuck am I doing, man? Like, I'm talking to people about work, and they're like, man, if you do this, you can move up and shit. I'm like, move up? Nigga, I don't want to be here to begin with, motherfucker. I hate this shit.
What's wild is, like, I didn't even mention it, but part of the reason that I feel like this week has been such a clusterfuck is because I've gotten to a position where I'm taking on more responsibility at work, and I looked at my phone and just got a text message and realized tomorrow is going to be one of those days. So, like, it's overrated, but I do feel like there is something to be said about, like, in my case at least, the ability to take on more responsibility. But in your shoes, like, I understand why the shit happened the way it did. Just because, like, niggas start throwing responsibility on you that ain't necessarily yours, that shit becomes not even just a stress. It becomes it impedes progress.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm talking to somebody and they're talking about you know, moving in the entertainment industry, and like, it's like sometimes I just want to like have a 9 to 5, and I'm just like, man. But I also feel like 9 to 5s come with the same. Like, one thing I think I feel like I benefit from is, like, I had homeschool when I was young, so I'm used to kind of being a self-starter. That I don't know if everybody else has a like little vein in them. Like, you know what, I want to get this shit done, so I'm gonna do this shit if it's kind of uncomfortable. Like, I might just even when it comes to writing raps or doing podcast topics or whatever the case is, whatever fucking idea that we thought of that we trying to create, it's like I'm used to working on my own time. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten adjusted to working on my own time. So when nigga motherfuckers like, yo, do this. Whoa, nigga.
Hold on now.
Whoa, who the fuck are you talking to?
And understanding your rhythm does take a certain amount of space. Because I've felt like we talked about it before, like having off days and being productive is a skill. Like, that shit don't just happen by accident. You put forth effort, but it does give you a certain level of confidence when you're able to do it without provocation. Like, nobody pushing you. You're not being micromanaged. Like, it's just like, oh, there's something that needs to be done, and you're moved to do it, and it ends up finding its way to completion.
And it actually feeds, you know, doing more tasks that feed me, like, on a personal level has been refreshing. Like, you know, like sitting back and be able to read just articles about podcasting and like the creation of podcasting or music and the promotion side of things. It's like some shit that I don't really never get a chance to do because I'm always either too tired or fucking locked into work. It's like, motherfucker, oh shit, I knew this motherfucker was going to do that. Yeah. I said that.
Don't sit on it.
Yeah. But yeah, in the motherfucking house.
Yeah.
Oh. We'll cut it out if we need to. Yeah. But
yeah, Heineken Zero in here.
But yeah, man, I think like being able to focus on tasks that fucking feed you. It's like the first time I had off, I sat back, like I said, read over promotion shit about podcasts, music, relabeled all this podcast shit that I knew I should have been doing this whole time. But it's like, damn, bro, I never had the energy. And a lot of motherfuckers be like, bro, there's so many hours in the day. But it's like, how many quality hours do you have?
How many are mine? Like,
but how many quality hours? Like, it's not even about that. It's like, yeah, niggas could not get no sleep and do whatever the fuck you gotta get done.
Yeah, it's not
or
quality
you could give your.
And that's what I mean by how many of those hours are mine, bro. Like, if I get an hour after I get off of work, that's not my hour, bro.
Yeah,
that's gray area.
Yeah,
my hour is after I recoup and I come back and I decide to do something else with my energy and my time, or I go to fuck to sleep. Like, those are my hours. Like, when nobody can talk to me, I'm completely inaccessible to the world. I can focus on whatever it is I need to do.
Yeah.
Like, and I think for everybody else, they look at it like, oh, like my work. And then as soon as I'm off, like when I start watching TV or doing shit around my house, like that's me. And it's like, no, that's not. Like, I think what you do for you is what you do exclusively for you in order to get you up out of that space where you got to do something for somebody else.
Because I'm looking at people like around me and like how they let their career become their identity. And like the more I be around those people, it's like I get scared. It's like I was like, yo, what I could be this motherfucker in 5 to 10 years. Motherfucker, I could be sitting here telling a young nigga like, bro, just shut the fuck up.
All you gotta do is keep your head down.
Be nice to these white people that pay a little bit more money and shit. It's just like, man, I don't want that to be my life. So
and that was my whole thing about saying earlier, like me not not knowing how to say like, maybe I'm just good where I'm at. Because in any space where there's an opportunity to do more, like my sense of guilt, like has me pushing to do like to fill the void. You know what I'm saying? And I think in certain situations, like I done bit off more than I could chew, which is just part of my personality. I've come to accept it. But I bit off more than I could chew at a point in time when I could be doing more for myself, or I could be doing more in another aspect of my own personal edification. Instead, I'm using that energy for somebody else. Case in point, like the person that I'm supposed to be training with, in order to get down like all the ins and outs of like the front end and the back end of the restaurant, ain't gonna be there today. We had a tornado warning today, and we did a whole bunch of prepping, which on my end is cool because I don't have anything to do. But now it's just like, yo, all the other pieces that I would have had help figuring out today ain't gonna be there tomorrow, and I just gotta go into it like, you know what I'm saying, like I know what's up.
And especially like the position I was in, like being in somewhat of a leadership position, is like, as you just mentioned, like when everybody else don't show up, nigga, I still gotta show up, and I gotta show up and do double.
And it's fucked up, but every job that I've had since, nigga, I worked this job before, and it was the case. Like it was like that at the other company that we both worked for. Like somebody don't show up, we responsible.
And one thing I learned from that company, I was smart enough not to learn shit. Everybody be like, yo, you want to train about this? I'm like, nah, I'm good. They be like, you sure you don't want? I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, because they can't hold you accountable. Nope. Everybody's fucked up.
Yep.
Except for you, because you don't know.
Yep.
And that was my mistake at that job. Like I was trying to achieve, and I think it may be, damn, this might be the writing on the wall. But at that job, I was slated to be next in line to get a management position, and I trained like I was already the manager, hoping that somebody would recognize the effort. And when I went to go ask for, essentially, we all know, I'm never looking for more responsibility. As a nigga, you never looking for more responsibility. At least this nigga ain't. I'm looking for more money. So when I went to go essentially ask for more money first, they was like, yo, it's a lot to do. You think you can do it? And I'm like, well, we already kind of doing it. Like, what you mean? But anytime a motherfucker asks you, can you do some shit? They never plan on giving you the money, man. And truth be told, I don't mean to say it like that, but with a lot of this shit, the writing been on the wall. The person that's supposed to be training me is leaving because shit wasn't right for them. And shit wasn't right for a while. And it didn't matter how much they did. It just mattered how much we was doing. And I think that as much as I love the flexibility of the restaurant industry and the creativity in it, like it is very contingent on people showing up.
I also feel like a lot of times that, like, I think when you're at the top of the company, you start to look at people like parts of a car. It's like, oh yeah, my fucking radiator goes out every once in a while. Yeah, I just get a new one. Like, it's not that expensive. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes,
and that's one of the things that one of the reasons I offered to take on more responsibilities, because like, yo, if you gonna give, they want to hire somebody else. I'm like, yo, if you gonna give this money to somebody, give it to the people that are already here, and just let us figure out how to do it on our own, because that's what y'all doing with us anyway. And instead, you're gonna have us bring somebody else in, and who's gonna train them, and how I'm gonna do that in my job. Just let me do my job. Let me train somebody else who's already been here that kind of knows how to do the job, or has at least seen it done, and then let's figure out the details on the other shit later. Like, I know we all business owners, like to a certain extent. How often do we think about this shit?
But I think the good business is fucking you. So like,
no. We all business owners. How often do you think about this shit? This shit.
Oh, all the time.
All the time, right? Regardless of whether sun up, sun down. I'm not saying that they don't think about it like that. All I'm saying is like the priorities don't be the same. Like we don't. This ain't our livelihood. We don't devote our full attention to it. But I know for a fact that if we all had to come up on short notice and be like, all right, we got to do another pod, or like if we need a write-up from myself, or like Draft got to do it, we communicate. Sometimes I see people who have more on the line than us, and especially then in their own personal business, and I don't see the same type of effort. Like, it's just like they jaded. And I think about that when it comes down to how well I'm going to be handled when it comes down to making adjustments and replacements. Because I'm not jaded by this shit. Like, I could do this all day. But this ain't necessarily my bread and butter. The place I do work is somebody else's bread and butter. And I feel like I get a lot of that weird energy sometimes. Like, I don't know how much longer you're gonna be sticking with this. Like, I don't know how much you believe in it, especially because other people are dropping like flies.
But yeah, I don't know where the fuck we started.
Fuck work is what we saying.
But yeah, man.
Fuck a 9 to 5, nigga.
Yeah. So yeah, other than that, man.
What's your wash moment?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we can get to my wash moment. I had more shit to say about my week, but
well, fuck your week, nigga. No, go ahead.
But fuck it now, man. Y'all don't gotta hear about the rest of my week, man. But
I mean, I'm fine with it, bro.
It's fine.
I got more shit. My week was terrible, nigga. We can talk about
hear.
We've been fucking shitty.
I'm cooling, man.
Ain't nothing like a nigga with a bad week to make you realize it wasn't that bad, bro.
I started off by saying, yo, my week was pretty cool, bro. Yeah.
Shit been wild, bro.
Yeah, man. But yeah, like I said, my week was awesome, guys. No complaints here. But yeah, I'm getting my wash moment. So yesterday, since I had time,
got time today, cuz.
Apparently, like on A&E, I believe they do like on Sundays they do fucking biographies on like wrestlers and shit. And I watched the Macho Man Randy Savage fucking biography and shit. It was fucking great, bro. Like, first of all, but
hit me when they do Ultimate Warrior, bro. That's something I need to see.
Yeah, I don't think they did Ultimate Warrior yet. They did somebody before that.
Ric Flair.
Roddy Piper. Which is another one I definitely recommend. So anybody got time, watch that shit. But anyway, I don't know if anybody like was a Lex Luger fan. I was a wrestling guy, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what Lex Luger looked like, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This nigga's my size now, bro.
What?
Yes, bro. Lex Luger is my size. Like, I guess we got off the roids. Apparently, this motherfucker's a crazy drug addict. I don't want to ruin the documentary, but
you still on Macho Man Randy Savage?
Yeah, he's on the documentary. Okay. Because basically, I'll ruin it. Fuck it. Spoiler alert.
Man, these niggas don't watch that shit, bro.
Just in
niggas
case
don't
you
watch
do.
that shit, don't watch that shit.
But
they gonna watch it because you spoiled it.
Yeah, bet. If you a Macho Man Randy Savage, y'all remember Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Elizabeth. You're like, yo. Like, you always had her by ringside and shit. Yep. Like, that was like his manager chick. Mm-hmm. Anyway, like.
I don't remember much about wrestling, but the niggas I do remember.
Hey, bro, they made a stain, bro.
Yeah, they made a stain. Sting, Macho Man.
Yeah, Sting was on there too.
Yeah, we gotta watch that.
Sting on there
Sunday,
talking. Yeah. That shit fire, bro. They do it every Sunday.
Hey, bro.
Nah, bro. I didn't even know it was him, bro. That's what was so crazy, bro. He didn't have the face paint on, bro. I didn't even know it was Sting, bro, until cause I
Sting
really
look like Matthew McConaughey without the face
paint. Yeah, for sure. If he did meth. Yeah. But shout out to Sting. My favorite wrestler of all time.
Matthew McConaughey.
But anyway. Name of the pod. Matthew
That's
McConaughey.
2 a week, bro. That's 2, bro.
Hey, man. Pod's still young. Give us some time.
All right. Okay.
But nah, anyway. Yeah, Elizabeth is dead, bro. Like, so apparently, yeah, she like, her and Lex Luthor got in some drug, like, thing. Apparently, it was all over the news. I was too young, I guess. I guess we were all too young. But yeah, them niggas got caught with all type of dope. She OD'd, like, in the room with this nigga. Yeah, shit's crazy. But yeah, my wash moment was,
wrestling is dope.
But
shout out to Andy for not pulling no punches, nigga.
Yeah, my wash moment was like, yo, these the roid era in wrestling was crazy. Niggas always talk about the roid era.
Was?
Yeah, it was. But bruh, like in the late 90s, like if you look at Buff Bagwell, fucking Macho Man Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, all these people, these motherfuckers was like, cause there's no regulations in like professional wrestling, so they was doing whatever the fuck they wanted to do on top of the drugs. But
yeah.
The last moment is just like how I just didn't recognize that shit as a kid, man. It's like, damn, like now looking at it like as an adult, like, yo, obviously these motherfuckers look like, I think Macho Man died when he was 58. Shit's crazy, bro. And I forgot he was in the first Spider-Man movie, which is another little, I just ruined the whole documentary for everybody. But Yeah, my watch moment was just seeing all the wrestlers as an adult, bro. That shit's crazy, bro. Like, just seeing the culture that they had in the 90s. I've been seeing these clips on Twitter, too, where it's like, this is one clip with John Cena is, I guess, The Rock had like a girlfriend. It's like their little storyline, and it's like, he's trying to taunt him, and she's in a room, and he like walks in the room, and she screams. She's like, no, 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 and he closes the door, smiling and shit. I'm like, wrestling in the 90s was fucking insane, bro. Like,
the one clip that stands out.
It was racism, rape culture, nigga. It was everything rolled into one, nigga.
Shout out
to sell it to the kids.
Shout out Booker T, man, with Harlem Heat, man. Coming for you, nigga. Like,
he's the next one. He's next week.
Oh shit.
Yeah. What's crazy is he's on there talking about, yeah, man, I just want to be a hope to black kids. I was like, nigga, I hated Booker T.
I love Booker T, bro. that little curl that only came at the top and the front of his head, bro. I was like, I swore it was a box until I saw the side, that profile, and I realized it's just the incline, nigga. He got a little vert ramp with curls in the front.
And he got a little Uzi Vert.
Yeah. Well played.
Yeah.
Booker Uzi Vert, nigga. But yeah, man, my watch moment is it's kind of light, man. I just realized I'm a product of old school parenting. Once again, Sean going fences. But I got to a point where in my relationship with my child, like where I believe what she tell me, like so we'll have candid conversations.
Lucky.
And
my parents ain't believe shit I said.
Yeah.
What that nigga do? Of course he did.
No, not even that. Like, I mean, just because it's almost weird because she's honest to a fault. So, like, when we have conversations, I know the truth gonna come out whether she want me to or not. Perfect example, whether she wants it to or not. So, perfect example is like, if simple conversation between me and my daughter, like, yo, how was your day? It was all right. I wasn't really listening, though. What you wasn't listening about? About such and such, and then it goes on from there. And we discuss it. That being said, like, in talking to my daughter about just, like not saying shit when she shouldn't, like, I've graduated to the point where, like, I told myself I'd never be as a parent. Like, I told you so, or because I said so, or like, yo, just shut up. Yeah, shut up. Don't say nothing for 5 minutes. Don't say nothing for 5 minutes. And just having to look at her, and I could tell, like,
shout out to my parents.
It was the death of her innocence, because now she know, like, oh shit, like daddy don't have no more words for me.
Yeah. What's crazy is, as you said that, I was thinking about, like, that's kind of like the journey of, like, how you discover, like, to lie and shit to a certain aspect. Because it's like, a lot of times when you're a kid, you don't really know that the truth is going to get you in trouble. Like, you don't have that filter. You develop that filter over time.
And because of that, I don't yell at her when she tell me how she, like, we talk about it. But in the same vein, like, when you saying rude shit just because you trying to be truthful, I gotta tell you, shut up sometimes. Like, yo, shut up, yo.
But, even, like, in our culture, all that shit is learned. So, like, what rude? Because a lot of times I'm around people that aren't from America, and they do shit that I consider rude. But I also got to think it's different traditions and different, like, social constructs.
This is true. And so, that being said, I've had to figure out, like, in which situations it's convenient for me to be like, yeah, all right, man, let me take a second so I can make this a teaching moment. And, like, where I got to be like, yeah. Start talking through my teeth to her. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember my mom's had that moment with me as a kid. Like, apparently we saw, like, I don't know what the proper term for the men that dress like ladies. But, I was like 5, and I'm, like, making a big deal. Like, yo, mom. Just like, she's just like, yo, shut the fuck up. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I'm pointing them out, and she's like, yo, shut up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them moments where, I was too honest, too. So, but I think about that as an adult. It's like, yo, I just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? It was foreign to me, so I pointed it out. Like,
I'm kidding about that, too. I was Taji picked up his phone to mark the time anyway. You can bleep that. We stand with y'all in solidarity.
Yeah.
Alphabet Boys Unite.
On that note, we'll be right back, man. Guess who's with Zach? Yeah, man, we back once again. It's the Wash Guys.
Fitting song. Our next topic.
Yeah.
Kanye's back in the news again.
Yeah.
Him and his brand Yeezus are in a dispute with Walmart right now because they have similar logos. The ever popular sneaker brand and apparel company Yeezus has a logo that sort of looks like an asterisk with dots that extend out from the center.
Sort of like a sun.
Mm-hmm. And Walmart's logo is pretty much the same thing. Less lines, all solid, no dots. And if you've ever seen a Walmart logo, especially the newer Walmarts, shout out Panola Road. That happens to be my personal Walmart where I like to go and see what the strippers buy at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Nigga, that Walmart was Club Walmart.
Yeah, Farrington Road,
Ooh,
Palmer,
boy,
Panola
that
Road.
shit used to be lit, bro.
Boy,
you go in there in the middle of the night, nigga.
See a fight, get all your snacks. You need
Get your
to
dick sucked, nigga.
Yeah. Haircut, nigga. Might find your new plug in that bitch, boy.
Oh, man, the
get
plug.
plugged in there.
Yeah.
Nigga, I remember in that Walmart, they was running around beating up customers.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
remember that?
They was running around beating up employees. Like,
yeah.
Bloods was initiating their beatings.
Remember y'all was at my crib that night?
Yeah.
Because I remember was like, y'all gotta make sure my sister good.
Because they beating the shit out of Walmart employees right now because they got on blue. He's so dumb, bro.
No, I didn't say that. We gonna bleep that.
Yep. May do, but still.
Shout out to y'all. I love and respect y'all.
Shout out to all the black fraternities out there, man.
Yeah.
Them niggas is dumb. Let me not say that, bro.
Yeah.
Them niggas was dumb.
Yeah. Fuck Kappas. I ain't scared of them niggas.
Fuck Kappas.
Y'all niggas went to college, nigga. Fuck y'all niggas, man.
Fuck Kappas.
Run up on a nigga with no education. See what happens, nigga.
I'ma show you. You call that a stick, nigga? This a stick. Crocodile Dundee voice. Nigga.
Yeah, exactly, nigga. I was just about to say that.
But
Yeah.
now, back to our topic at hand. I don't really have much to say about this shit, man. I mean, to tell us all this time as far as streetwear is concerned. With Ye, it's a little different just because as an established brand, you hope that there'll be a proper vetting process for logos like this. I mean,
Yeah.
but biting, I think, let me not even say biting. Let me say reinterpretation is just part of the game. And at this point, it's almost like, yo, once you get to a certain level, just come up with your own ideas, man. They're going to love it because it's you. I don't know if it was an accident or if it was just something Ye approved or he designed it himself. But
I know when I first saw this story, I was looking at the logos side by side. And honestly, I was like, I've never seen this Walmart logo in my life. I've been in Walmart a million times. Like, maybe I just didn't notice it and shit. But
it's there, bro.
Yeah. Like once I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, it does exist. It's definitely a real thing. But I was like, I just never knew. So like, maybe Ye is one of them people that's I like. From what I know of Ye, he's so headstrong in a lot of his ideas. Like maybe somebody was like, yo, but what? And he was like, nah, motherfucker, fuck
Nigga,
that
I'm
shit.
me, nigga. And you see these dots? They got lines.
Nigga, I'm Walmart. I'm Walmart now. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm Sam Walton. I am Steve Jobs. I am Leonardo da Vinci.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just think it was one of them like things. Like really, it's like nigga, Ye don't give a fuck. Nigga, it's Ye, nigga. He gives no fucks.
Yeah.
Like one of the reasons why we love Ye is like he just doesn't. He don't have no filter
The
on
one
this
thing
shit.
that I say is like I don't think it probably was anything that he pushed through. I think it was probably just something that came from a group of creatives or a think tank. Is because Ye ain't necessarily known for biting shit that directly. Like, let's think back. Like,
Stronger is an Akira interpretation.
I mean, that's not biting.
The whole video was
It's from the scene in Kira. Like the whole video.
Is
But
that not biting?
also to that adage, so was "Make Me Want to Scream" by Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson.
That don't make it none less biting.
I'm just saying, like neither one of those videos stand on their own as like interpretation. Or I think both of those videos stand on their own as interpretations of.
So what you're saying
if you know the backstory.
What you're saying is videos are supposed to be interpretation.
I think when you look at Nas Street Dreams, when you look at videos like Ashanti's What's the other shit where she did it off Goodfellas? I can't remember the name of that shit. But all of
She
these,
did the Grease joint here in
yeah,
Ja
she did the
Rule.
Grease shit too.
Yeah.
They're all built off of other ideas. Some of the best videos are built off of other ideas that are something else. With clothing or art in general, it's a lot harder to do the the inspired by or based off interpretation of approach when it comes to creativity because motherfuckers take that shit personally. Case in point, like, you know what I'm saying? Most of the shit we do that niggas bite. Like, a lot of the times
Shit.
when you sit there, you see an artist interpretation from, like, a brand of some sort, you know it comes from a place where this artist is paying attention to other types of design or other types of, like, inspiration that come from that same vein. So coming up with something similar is very inexcusable. But I don't know, man. This is one of those things I feel like it's a topic that's just probably going to be discussed and, like, blown over by next week if it hasn't already been blown over. Because I heard about this shit last week, and I think we had so many other topics to touch on that were more pertinent at the time, and it just didn't make the cut. But I don't think this is anything that's going to stop Ye from putting out any of his shit as far as the line is concerned. I don't even see this being a focal point of the brand design in general. Like, I don't ever see that shit on any of the boxes. It just say Yeezus with the number on it, like the number of the shoe, or Yeezys with the number on it.
I think that was his pitch for the whole Gap line that's about to happen because I know he's about to do a whole lifestyle wear, everyday wear type working man's brand. Apparently, I know he signed a big deal with the Gap.
Do the Gap block and just put West in it, bro.
But yeah, I'm ready for the. I'm actually ready for the Kanye Gap collab.
Same.
So shout out to Ye. We can move on. Vanessa
Nike,
Bryant.
Vanessa Williams.
Yeah.
I mean Vanessa Bryant. Part of it.
Four Rose there. Shout
They
out to
dropping
Four.
the Eraser 1 soon, bro. Vanessa Williams got a new shoe, nigga.
Yeah, I saw a lot of.
That shit a sneaker heel.
I saw a lot of like blowback just because about how Nike was treating the brand, and apparently, I guess I don't follow Vanessa Bryant on like social media and shit, so I would never see her post. But apparently, she's been foreshadowing this shit for a while, like making cryptic type posts about, you know, Nike and their treatment of the Mamba empire. I do definitely think that we should treat this Mamba shit very special, man. Like, all right, so I guess we're gonna have to have this real conversation. Have you seen the Mamba Cedar line? Has anybody seen it yet?
The what?
So they just dropped a new line. I think it was a few days ago. I'm not gonna date the pod too much, but a few days ago. A lot of the NBA players wore it. They were just hoodies that said Mamba Cedar.
It just clown. It just.
They did. They dropped a hoodie for the GG's 15th like 15th birthday, and I'll let you look at them. Give you a take in real time.
Just keep talking, bro.
But yeah, a lot of the Nets wore them. The Golden State Warriors wore them. A lot of their starting five wore them as they walked into the games. My only thing about I'll give my take. So
listen. This ain't it. It's cool, but this ain't it. Like, I understand doing it in memorial of Kobe and Gianni. The money should go to the family.
It was her 15th birthday when they dropped the hoodies.
It's important that we understand the context of what this means. But this is just, I mean, I'm not mad at it, but it's not.
Honestly, when I saw them, it was like, it wasn't nothing I would wear personally, but you know, given the gravity of the situation, it's hard to like have a rough take on it, to be honest. Like, I'm a nigga who grew up on Kobe Bryant, man. I grew up on Beam. My brother is the biggest Lakers Kobe Bryant fan. Like, when I saw the news, I might have been just as devastated as he was, just because I knew how we grew up. You know what I mean? Like, I knew what Kobe meant to him. I knew like the arguments we had in the household. I knew it was like a real thing. So like, it's tricky. When I saw the hoodies, I was like, man, she might have need to stay with Nike.
Yeah, big time. Like it's not.
But this is One Piece. If we judge Nike on One Piece, then I'd be out of here too.
I feel you, but this is One Piece from a person who's had the opportunity, if they were really into it. This is why this is tricky. If this was something that was really her passion, it would look different. I think, but that
doesn't mean she didn't hire the right people that actually that have the passion.
Yeah. I'm not saying that she didn't, but if this was really her passion, she would know to hire better people to do apparel. And that being said, just because Nike don't want to give her the deal that just because Nike ain't doing what she would want them to do with their company name doesn't mean that she can't go elsewhere and get it done properly. Like last time I checked, Kobe Bryant did have another sneaker company deal before that.
That's
and
a good one. I just watched the 30 for 30 with the cat that started off. I forget his name.
Shoe Dog. That Shoe Dog.
Yeah.
Wrote that Shoe Dog book.
Yeah.
There's they still have a patent on the Crazy Eights.
But he signed Kobe in high school to
and
Adidas.
The other Kobe's, them ugly shits.
Yeah.
I think you could probably sit down, especially if Nike would realize that they were taking
especially
away
Adidas at this time, they actually got some know-how right now.
They'd be taking, especially because Kanye's there, you have all the creative design ideas that you want. There are things that could happen that could be so much better than this. I feel like this is just her trying to take the power away from Nike and putting out a subpar product. And I'm not saying that because I don't think Vanessa Bryant should get the money. I think just based on the fact that Nike and Kobe collaboration was such a, especially since he passed, this is such a big moment for the Kobe Bryant legacy.
I don't think they're necessarily seizing the moment but then again, that might have been a contract thing. It might have been going through this contractual thing.
I think it is contractual.
Weird. Yeah.
But I do think that
I was looking at how come Nike ain't really championing this nigga right now? This is the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that might have been pressure from the family, probably not trying to make it look like they're profiting more off of him being gone than the family is. And that would make sense for them putting out a clothing brand in this fashion. I know all the tricks of the trade with streetwear, and I think that this just looks like a uninformed approach to what would be, in other instances, a great opportunity to make something that really mattered, not just to Kobe fans, but people who have an appreciation for sneaker culture in general, which is what I think Nike probably would have been trying to do if. You
look at a lot of brands the way Reebok does Allen Iverson. They treat this nigga like a god. They doing every part of his life a variation of the fucking questions. You know what I mean?
Nigga, how many times have we gone to Magic and seen Iverson or seen them redoing some shit for Iverson at some point that's so beyond his career? This nigga's had 3 resurgences. And for nothing. Just because somebody put out a crazy question. Nigga, what? The fucking the going fishing joint, the Chucks, the Bubba Chuck joints.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, man.
Kobe could have that same shit. I just think this is just one of those things where it's almost like.
But I do agree with your point. Ideally, she would go to a brand that's
just a property dispute,
just as reputable, and let them kind of mold the shape and the look of his brand. Because you need professionals in charge of a brand that's so important, man. Because I hate to see Kobe just wash away. We've seen a lot of
especially
players.
Knowing the type of nigga Kobe is, bro, he probably would look at this shit and be like, you know what I'm saying?
He was a smart dude, so he definitely would have took care of his legacy properly, if he was alive.
So. He was writing books and shit. He wasn't even worried about apparel.
Yeah.
That was probably just another check. I think when you we're not gonna have this conversation on the pod. I just don't think it's a good look. I'm not necessarily mad at the idea.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's the best
control of their name because they should.
I agree with that, but
I don't think
I don't love the hoodie.
It's called Mambasita, bro, and
but give it some time. Like I said, we can't judge her on one piece. So every other brand, there are pieces I don't fuck with. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't there? Not one jumper.
All right, man. So shout out to Irv Gotti, man. Irv Gotti.
Not a one.
Irv Gotti apparently chose to speak out of turn. I'm not in charge of DMX's estate, but as far as all the stories that I heard about DMX, none of the details of his death has been leaked. Mm-hmm. But Irv Gotti got on a radio show apparently and talked about how he said DMX had a mixture of fentanyl and crack. You know what I mean? RP DMX, first of all. But I definitely think it was kind of foul, bro. Like, we all knew, like, DMX's issues throughout his life, so it's no need to be like, yo, he did this. What's to be gained out of that? Like, I'm not even a DMX fan. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't on, shit, nigga, we have a podcast. You don't see me on here, like, making jokes about crack and doing what, even, like, giving the details about it. Because, like, I mean, like, the nigga been through enough, man. You know what I mean? Like, me personally, like, he's somebody I feel like you could literally see this motherfucker in pain. Like, every time you see this nigga, motherfucker looks hurt. Like,
he looked like he just had a hard conversation with either himself or somebody else.
Yeah, he seems like he's constantly having them conversations. You know what I mean? All right. When he passed, they did a Drink Champs tribute episode for him, and like it did like cuts from all his interviews. I'm looking at them shits now, like crazy, bro.
Prophesied. He kind of was talking about it all.
But just looking at his body language, it's like, yo, this motherfucker was. Like, the second one wasn't too bad, but the first one was wild, bro. Nigga was sweating crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go into the details because I don't want to be Irv Gotti. But I definitely think it was, wasn't the best idea to speak on that. Like,
especially if you get to a point where it's so hard to deal with grown adults who don't know how to do this shit. But like, when you don't really have a reason to say some shit, you shouldn't say shit. Like, especially when people are gone, like you can't have a conversation with the person you're talking about directly. Don't say shit, bro. Like you just kind of gotta keep all the information you know to yourself.
Yeah, I remember when,
let alone like amongst your friends, amongst your peers, let alone among people who like the outside world in an interview.
Yeah,
that just seemed kind of like common sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, truth be told, like rap is a real transparent environment. Like, even though he said that, like, I feel like it could be.
If you a rap fan,
ways.
bro, you already
Gotti,
you know what's up, bro. Ain't need to be said.
Irv Gotti, I can't say this nigga name. Irv Gotti he talked about, I think on one of the Drink Champs episodes he had, where he was like, during the early 2000s, nigga, ecstasy, bro.
Yeah. I saw that episode.
It's like, yo, and that shit had motherfuckers kind of losing their shit, making dumb decisions, doing wild shit. And you think about how often we have these conversations about rappers who do all this shit behind closed doors and keep their bad habits and, you know what I'm saying, their addictions under wraps. Like, as soon as you die, like, niggas, the first thing the rest of the public does is shit on you. Like, there needs to be a tighter community amongst the people who are actually of this. Sure. Yeah. Even if we're transparent. You shouldn't carry it on like that. I think we talked about it on the last podcast about how all these niggas was looking to clout chase and be on the program and do all this extra shit for DMX funeral.
Swizz Beatz talking about that.
And Swizz Beatz had to check niggas like, yo, I make sure y'all got y'all shit in order when you die, because you don't want to have people fighting over the things you worked so hard in life to possess and give to other people and have them throw it to shit when you die. Yeah. And I think about that shit with your reputation as well. Like, you don't want to have to work so hard in order to get your name to a certain place to just die and the nigga say, like, oh, this nigga was smoking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but ideally, you know what I'm saying, like, people have enough, like, respect for you to, like, let you have your flaws. Like, not, like, you know, like, be the sensation on the radio interview just for... Because, like, for what? Like, I don't even know what it's for. Like, maybe he just... Like, one thing I don't know Irv, and shout out to Irv. I do feel like he's a bit of like a blabbermouth type nigga.
Bitter, bro. I think he might be bitter. Because out of all the people from that era...
He just be saying too much,
even the moguls from that era, like, they kind of fall back.
Yeah,
like,
but
he want to be the most flamboyant. And I'm not saying that because I don't fuck with... I fuck with Irv Gotti from the standpoint of, like...
What he did.
Yeah, what he did musically, the type of person he was. Like, he was managing Mike Geronimo from Jump. Yeah. He produced on Reasonable Doubt. Like, he got a lot of highlights. Yeah. But I think he always was the front runner on, like, yo, I need to be the center of attention.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I remember the whole I'm running to be president of Def Jam
shit,
where he was storming MTV studios and trying to, like, campaign for him to be the next president of Def Jam. Like, who was more qualified? I think they just turned around and gave it to Jay. And Jay didn't have to go on any TV. He had to go anywhere in order to say that shit. Like, I think it's something to be said, like not even, I don't want to call none of these niggas broke, but you know what I'm saying? The loudest person in the room, like, that shit usually applies. Like,
for sure. Like,
And most of the time when
it's like you expect niggas to take you seriously when you're on VH1.
Oh
with
my
these
God,
reality
nigga.
TV shows. It's
oh
like,
my God, bro.
man, no salt to earth, because now I feel like I'm shitting on the nigga. But anyway,
I don't think it's shitting on the nigga because first of all, nigga got more money. Whatever I say shouldn't affect you. It's not gonna affect you financially.
more money than who? No, I'm just fucking around.
Number two, why is flaw shit only able to be called out when you got more money than a nigga? If a nigga do some flaw shit, like, why can't I just say, yeah, that's flawed, bro? I wouldn't do that to nobody around me. Why the fuck is it okay that he does this to a person that's his peer? Like, regardless of how I revere either one of them. Like, and I think that's a big problem with entertainers nowadays. Like,
Ideally, it'd be like some type of tribe culture where like the people that are up there with him would be like, and I think that already happened because he's already apologized.
yeah, somebody called and was like, yeah, cut that
you
dumb
gotta
shit
relax.
out, bro.
Like, because I saw like
And he apologized to the family
a lot of people,
and all that.
underneath his comments, like, Jada was like, yo, this nigga's, like calling them names. Yeah, what did he call him, a wing? Yeah, he called him a wing. Yeah, like, so I think he took the message, but it's just like, man, sometimes like ideally, bro, especially a nigga at your age, you don't even make the move to begin with. Like, so nobody even got to tell you. You know what I mean? I think that it's a certain level of maturity.
It's something about this generation where I feel like, or not this time period. I only say this generation because that was a different generation. But I think about the whole. I think I said that shit around to a few people. You remember the Gold Link shit where he was shitting on Mac? Like, he was shitting on Mac Miller.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, why the fuck is this even a thing? Like, and why is it okay to do this in a public setting after somebody passed?
Yeah, why choose this time? Like, you could have checked that nigga when he was alive, bro. If he was really about that shit.
I think it's something with this era and time we in where it's just more comfortable to speak loosely about the dead. And I don't know, man.
Chasing.
Yeah, I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why we do it. I don't know why it's just as acceptable. Obviously, it wasn't acceptable in this
what
space.
we do is
But
wrong.
I don't know why it's as acceptable as it is today. But that shit got to stop, man. Don't let nobody speak on my name after I'm gone, man. Don't let nobody speak on my name. In good or bad, like, if they don't know me.
As
man.
Swizz said, like, nigga, if you wasn't here then don't be here now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But we can make this quick. Wakanda Forever, man. Yeah. And that's not even a play on anything. That's actually the title of the next Black Panther movie. I'm very trepidatious about this shit, to be honest. Callbacks.
Yeah. Very apprehensive.
I got a little thing. I kind of feel like they might have some footage of Chadwick already, and they're gonna like splice that in whatever like next storyline they're gonna do.
Carrie Fisher.
R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman.
They gonna put Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, the Carrie Fisher him. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
That Carrie Fisher and Black Panther, how they gonna squeeze this one in, nigga?
Yeah, but they definitely could do that.
Got the buns out.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not surprised that something like that don't exist in somebody's contract. If you sign with Marvel for so many years, they have like
post-mortem.
Okay, so
dead likeness or something.
I'm gonna try to make this quick, but like there's an episode of BoJack where like he runs off, and like before he leaves, he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "We're gonna scan your face." He's like, "That way, like if you default on your contract, we can finish the movie without you." And he gets back, and they do a whole movie without him, and it's a big success, and whatever the case is. But like.
Like Fred Astaire in the Dirt Devil.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wash.
So
Super washed.
wash. Yeah, but
Nigga, remember that Dirt Devil coming down them stairs? Nigga, that was box TV era. Nigga, what the fuck?
yeah, but I'm definitely interested to see how they're gonna like definitely like shift the storyline because obviously like out of fanfare, I don't want to see another dude in a Black Panther costume like.
Rudy Suri.
I like that's what everybody's saying. They're gonna shift it to a woman, like, cause that's to be the safest bet.
The Thor joint.
Yeah, it does. But I thought they were hitting with the Ironheart shit with her. I thought it was gonna make her the like the Black Iron.
Shout out y'all nerds, nigga, like, keeping up with all this bullshit, man. I'm just gonna watch the movie, bro.
Who you gonna dress up as?
I'm gonna dress up as an African, like somebody African, just like all you other dumb niggas did for the first Black Panther. They gonna listen. Dressing up like real Africans to go see a fictional African movie, nigga. You
I copped the dashiki just for that night.
Yeah, hell yeah. I had the hat, nigga, the kufi. Oh yeah. y'all would just kick me the fuck out, bro.
Man, what?
Yeah. We gonna post it on the pod. What's up? Warren had to fit on. Warren had that shit on, B.
I got that shit on.
Yeah, he had that shit on.
What's the time? What's the time? What we looking like?
He had the Black Panther uniform on with black Air Force Ones. Just keep it real. Mask and all.
But yeah, man.
Now that you mention it, bro, you do got a Killmonger, bro.
Yeah, he got low key
I'm
kill
not even
him.
gonna tell you the whole story.
All right,
Yeah,
no, bro.
yeah.
What's next pod?
Anyway. So shout out to Khalid. He just dropped the album.
Yeah.
One of the highlights, as they told me, I didn't necessarily enjoy the song, but was
nice.
yeah, visuals were
watch it.
beautiful. Yeah, visuals were beautiful. But Sorry Not Sorry dropped. This is Nas and Jay's 4th collaboration. Am I correct? Black Republican. Success.
That's all you need.
Oh, the
Sorry,
joint
not
on
sorry.
Sorry Not Sorry. The other joint on Jay's album that Pharrell produced. That was on Magna Carta. Yeah, Nas is on Magna Carta.
What
Yeah.
album? Which one was that?
Yeah.
That Samsung album.
In the spirit of the new drop, I figured we could rank the Jay-Z and Nas collab.
That last one you mentioned is last. That's number 4. Number
Black
3.
Republican,
Number
number
3 is Black Republican. No, Sorry Not Sorry is number 3. 2 is Black Republican. Number 1 is probably Success. Success. I still play regularly.
The last one is I don't even remember the name of the song. It's produced by Pharrell. It's on Magna Carta. I want to say it's Drug Dealer something.
Ooh. Drug Dealer Chic would be a good name for a song.
Yeah, that would be dope if somebody did that.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody gonna steal it. It wouldn't be fine, bro. It'd be fucking terrible.
You found it yet?
Hell no.
In the meantime,
Nah, I feel like I gotta look it up.
we
man.
can talk about
How
the
you-
Jay-Z and Nas beef, man. It's why we killing time.
I don't think it's a
Not
beef
even
there no
listed.
more.
I mean, it's not no beef there no more. Like, but there was. I think people from our generation still identify Jay-Z and Nas as being arch enemies for the betterment of hip hop. Like for a long time. Like that's what really I feel like ended the whole like niggas can just beef about nothing. Like these niggas really had history. Like I feel like for a while like niggas like Ja Rule and 50 Cent, yeah, all right. But other
I
than
think it's
that,
called BBC. Side note. Pause. Yeah.
Yo.
hey yo, that's definitely number 4, bro.
Yeah. This is it. Yeah. This is it. It's called BBC, bro.
Hey yo,
It was one of them fun ass Pharrell beats. Shout out to Pharrell. Yeah.
yeah. On Smash.
On that note, I guess we just ranked them. I don't even know what happened there, but I guess we just ranked those.
Bad
Yeah.
title came in. That's what happened. Sorry, Jay. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, we are back once again. It's the Wash Guys. We are never washed up. But
Wash never washed up. We are back.
yeah, those things. But yeah, we're gonna get into what we've been watching and what we've been listening to. For me, I've been watching. I finally finished Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What the fuck? Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What that shit's
you
called?
made
Yeah, I hated
did
it, bro. It wasn't good, bro. It was.
Why
it
a
was,
suit all white?
Yeah, it was fine. Actually, you just ruined it. What's crazy is I actually didn't finish it. I got to the last episode and I stopped. But I'm gonna watch it. Like I'm not in a rush to watch it. I actually think WandaVision was a better, more interesting watch. Like actually when I've gone back through it. But other than that, as I talked about before, man, earlier in the podcast, like the wrestling documentaries, like that shit is really a thing. I watched the Roddy Piper documentary, then I watched the who was the guy I just talked about?
Macho Man.
Macho Man Randy Savage. Thank you. Yeah, I watched the Macho Man Randy Savage joint because they played them back to back. Because basically they do like how most like televisions do. They play the prior episode before they premiere the new episode. So like they play the prior episode. So I watched the Roddy Piper joint. That shit was very interesting, man. I want to make it all sentimental, but man, I grew up on Roddy Piper, bro. This shit really hurt me, bro. This motherfucker really went through a lot, yo. His life is fucking crazy, yo. Like real shit. Like this is no podcast shit. Like this is his life was fucked up, yo. Like real shit. So I definitely think if you got time, like you should listen to you should watch the Roddy Piper documentary. Other than that, I don't think I watched anything else. You know what I did do? Because I didn't even know these things existed. I went into a fucking Pistol Pete Maravich hole. And I watched like his first game with the Atlanta Hawks, like in the NBA. So that's the thing. Like I started watching all these old school basketball games, like these famous games that we all heard about. Like some of these are actually like they weren't necessarily televised, but they were recorded. So you can go on YouTube and watch the footage. So it was interesting to watch Dr. J. I've been in the 30 for 30 hole too. So I watched the Spirit of St. Louis documentary, so it led me into watching old Dr. J footage, old ABA footage. So it's just like old nigga shit, a lot of washed nigga shit. Like I said, watching a lot of old footage and shit. But it's been very interesting to see like the star players of different eras, like in the way they play basketball. It's just, the game has evolved so much, but like you can still see them little flickers of, oh, this is how this got to there. It's kind of like rap. Like if you listen to Rakim, you can see how rap got to where it's supposed to be, like the same type of thing. So that's what I've been watching.
Work. I'm gonna check some of that shit out. I watched Mitchell versus the Machine. The Mitchells versus the Machines. It's a Netflix movie. It's animated. It's a kids movie, but it's one of those kids movies done right. There's a lot of little nuances to a lot of like good pop culture references. I want to say there's a Kill Bill reference in that shit. There's a what's the other reference? I want to say Blues Brothers or something else. But that would be a good movie for me to watch again, just because it's a lot of little Easter eggs for adults and that shit. But it's pretty much one of the Netflix movies done right as far as writing. It's got Eric Andre in it. What's that dude? Danny McBride, the guy who played in Eastbound and Down. Maya Rudolph, somebody else. I can't remember their name. But yeah. What's up? What's happening, bro?
No, nothing. Go on. Keep going. Keep going.
Y'all finished
Talk about after the pod. We'll talk about after the pod. Come on. Power do it. Power do it.
All right. Yeah, but Mrs. vs. the Machines is really dope. What else have I been watching? As far as my YouTube, I've been on a deep YouTube dive. Biographics, Kurt Cobain. Biographics, Chris Farley, Meyer Lansky. What else? I've been watching the Joe Budden's podcast. The return of Rory and Maul has been interesting, to say the least.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's a
really
shout out to them though.
It's a bastard version of itself. Now we know something. It's like when Richard Pryor found out freebasing was a thing.
Like, I'm never going back to this other shit.
Snorting shit sounds stupid. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out Rory and Maul, man. You don't have to get them. A lot of Kill Tony.
We gonna bleep that.
A lot of Kill Tony.
We gonna bleep that.
I've been doubling back. Oh, he said, oh. Hey man, got spots, nigga.
Nah, we gonna bleep that.
But a lot of Kill Tony. What's the name of this shit? I don't know what number episode. Oh, 502. Episode 502. They don't miss a lot, man. Kill Tony's one of those podcasts that I don't mind going back and listening to episodes that I've never heard before. A lot like Joe Rogan. Like I know, and Joe Rogan and Tangentially Thinking with Chris Ryan. I know a good podcast, but I can go back episodes and listen to old shit and still be interested. But yeah, what else have I been watching? I think I watched the No Jumper Kevin Samuels interview. Interesting. I feel like everything is a troll nowadays. Look at this nigga's clearly not fucking with if at all, and look funny in the light.
Hey man, like anyway, like whatever, man. Come on, man. What's up, man? Like what's up? Like shut up, man. God damn, man.
bad,
Shut
bro.
the fuck up. What all this shit? This shit got too many takes, man. Relax. Like what the fuck? This nigga burning every bridge possible. What the fuck? Relax.
Mind, man.
Shut up.
Hey man.
Shut the fuck up. This nigga like giving all the takes in the world.
What
No
about-
fuck them. Like, what the fuck? You don't want to get money nowhere, huh?
Hey, brother. That's why bleeps are here, man.
Nah, hey, bleep this nigga whole shit. Memphis Bleep. Yeah, that's the name of the pod. This nigga just going on these long tangents about random niggas that don't need to be shitted on. Like,
But this is,
You gotta balance.
yeah.
I don't know what to say now. Now I'm done. What?
It's cool. Come on.
I don't have anything else I've been watching.
Yeah.
Get it.
It's cool.
Let's jump it.
Go ahead.
Does it have on a t-shirt?
Go ahead. Come on, man.
What I've been listening to? I'm mad.
Come on.
I'm mad nobody told me about Jungle. I've been listening to Jungle a lot. What was it? Name? Heavy California.
Bravehearts?
Nah. Heavy California and Casio are the only two songs I've heard. Like, I don't know what they look like. I haven't listened to anything on I find this shit on but I feel like they made something that's probably I've heard is really popular.
A lot of bleeps.
God damn. We'll have a conversation. It's gonna be a meeting after the pod. What else have I been listening to?
Memphis Bleeps.
Duncan Trussell's podcast. The last few episodes that I fucked with were the Joe Wong episode 432. Open Mike Eagle, 431. I just been going back through old podcasts that I've missed over a series of time. Wash Gods. I went back and started listening to some of our old shit. Some of the earlier episodes. I haven't got all of them. All of them mostly been on YouTube, but we kind of got some hits, man. I was impressed. To have a catalog of shit is impressive. That's pretty much it, man.
All right, I'm going to get into what I've been listening to. I ain't really listened to much. As far on the music side, shout out to Talib Kweli. Like, I'm not a big Talib Kweli fan, but Eardrum, I think, is a really dope album. Shout out to Michael Evil Eye. I think I mentioned Nav Taking Chances on the last podcast. Shout out to him. Shout out to Trick, No Fly Zone. I don't know if I mentioned it on the last podcast or not, but shout out to Trick. Other than that, on the podcast front, of course, Joe Budden, Tangentially Thinking, just the basics. Oh, I just started the Dolop podcast, especially a history podcast. Shout out to Dave Anthony. It's on the All Things Comedy Network, so shout out to them. So other than that,
I think it's Bill Burr's network.
yeah, it is Bill Burr's network. Shout out to Bill Burr. Other than that, we are washed, never washed up.
Washed, never washed up. I stay black.
Gotta get the fuck out of here. This nigga cancel us some more, man. I want to give shout outs to nothing on this episode, man.
Shout out to me, man. Shout out to me, man.
A lot of fucking bleeps, man. We out, man.